Welcome to Epoch. My name is Diego Bryan, and alongside me, I have my co-host, Benjamin Wartsky.
Hello, hello.
And today we have probably one of the most adventurous girls I know, Hannah Davis.
What's up?
And just like adventuring fashion, I guess, you were caving today or yesterday or all night?
Yeah, okay, so we left campus yesterday, and we went up to Worley's Cave in Tennessee.
Okay.
And
How far away is that from here?
it's about an hour and a half away, give or take. It's like eastern Tennessee. And so we get up there right as it was getting dark, and we made dinner at like a picnic table. We did like stir fry vegetables. It was super good, by the way. And then we hiked into the cave. And the cave is actually Tennessee's second longest cave. It's about 4.5 miles.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So we hiked in, and then we dropped off our packs at camp, and we kind of like explored a little bit and checked some places out. There was like the main trail, and then we kind of like army crawled up, and there was like this little teeny room that we went into, and then we turned off all our headlamps and we crawled back out, which was super cool. And then, so we put down our packs and we kind of explored a little bit, and then we came back and we camped in the cave about like a mile underground. Yeah, so we stayed up, we played card games, went to bed, and then woke up this morning. I think around 8 we got up, and then we had breakfast, just like bagels and cream cheese, and then we just kind of explored the cave. We did this big loop, and it's probably one of the coolest things I've ever done. Like, we waded through a stream, we were climbing up like muddy rocks.
So what do you wear? What do you wear to this kind of adventure?
I had on hiking boots, leggings, and just a t-shirt.
Do you need a headlamp or something like that?
Yeah, definitely. No, we were night vision goggles. We had helmets and headlamps.
Okay.
Yeah, or like hiking pants. Shorts are definitely not recommended because my knees are completely bruised up, my elbows, because you're crawling and you're wiggling through, and if you slip and fall, then yeah.
Right.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see any bats or anything like that?
Yeah,
or?
we saw a couple bats, which is really cool. You're not supposed to shine your light like right at them.
Yeah.
They spaz out.
Right.
But yeah, we saw a couple bats, which is cool. They were teeny tiny. And we saw some stalagmites and some stalactites. So stalagmites, it's where the water is dripping down from the cave, and it kind of forms this like crystallized rock pointy formation kind of thing. And then stalactites are where like they're done growing basically, so they're just kind of like chilling. So yeah.
Did you see blind fish? Me and Ben have gone in a cave before. And
See what?
Blind fish that were like swimming in the water.
No, we saw a crawfish, but we didn't see anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this cave known for things? Like, I don't know how many.
I don't know. It's known for being like a really big cave. Like, we were hiking out today, and we saw like 3 Boy Scout troops. But last night, yeah, I know. But last night we were the only ones that we know of in the cave.
How many people did you go with?
It was me and then 4 other students, and then we had 3 trip leaders who were also students here. So it was 8 of us.
And you're allowed to like spend the night in the cave? Or?
I guess so. I mean, like we paid our parking fee, so it's kind of one of those things where it's like you can go, and nobody was coming in there like patrol or anything. So yeah, we just camped out.
That's really cool.
That is actually really,
it was really
cool.
It was crazy because we like turned all our headlamps off, and it was so dark. I could close my eyes and open my eyes, and I couldn't tell the difference. Like, it was completely pitch black. It was crazy. And we didn't have a clock. So I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was like, it could be 10 o'clock in the morning, or it could be like 2 in the morning. Like, I had no idea. It was really sweet.
So when you got out, you just had no sense of time or anything like that?
Not really, no. I figured it was kind of early on because we had an alarm that went off at 7, but we turned it off, and we like all went back to sleep, which, you know, that's how it usually happens.
Right.
And so we woke up after the alarm at some point, and then we did a loop within the cave. We kind of like hiked and like crawled and shimmied our way through, and then when we were walking like back out, we passed a few groups. So I figured it was early-ish in the morning because usually you start trips like that not at like 2 in the afternoon.
Right.
And then right when we got out of the cave, and like when we first saw the sunlight, you could kind of tell that it was morning-ish. It was early, just like the way like the sun was, and like the way it like smelled, which sounds weird, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like it smells like morning outside. So I think we finally got out of the cave at like 12 maybe, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So we the loop that we did, I have no idea. It probably took us like 2 or 2.5 hours. But yeah, with a couple stops here and there to like point things out. There was one room that we went in. It was this massive room, and this caving couple that were like super big into exploring and that kind of stuff, they actually got married in this room. And there was a little like section off to the side where the bride put on her like wedding dress, and they had like headlamps, and like that's where they got married, which was super cool. Yeah, it was really sweet. But yeah, so
they have signs and stuff in there, like
no
so
signs.
would it be hard to get lost, or it's just kind of
Oh God, it'd be so easy. Are you kidding me? It'd be so easy to get lost. We almost got lost. The girl that was leading us out, she was like, I don't know if this is the right way. So the guys in the back were like, yeah, like keep going. But yeah, if like I went in there with a couple of friends with no sense of direction, I would totally lose it.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah, it'd be really.
I don't even know what you would do in that situation if you just got lost in a cave. I guess you just got to keep walking.
You
until
just keep
find the
walking,
exit.
yeah, until you see something you recognize. But it's so dark.
I mean, I guess luckily there's a lot of people in there, right?
Yeah, on the
So-
weekends it gets super busy. But like if you go on like a Monday night, you're pretty much screwed until I don't know, you see somebody else. You just hunker down,
Goodness
I guess.
gracious.
Yeah.
That's actually like the story of a horror movie or something like that, where
Oh,
people
yeah.
get lost in there and
Oh,
then they
yeah,
like they turn
totally.
into like blind crazy people or something like that.
And they come up on campers. Yeah,
Yeah.
we turned all our headlamps off. We were about to go to bed, and this guy was like, "Let's tell scary stories." And I
Oh,
was
my.
like, "Oh God!" I was like, "Please no." So he was like, "Somebody could come up on us in the middle of the night, and like we wouldn't see them, and he could like take us one by one." And I was like, "Stop, stop, stop!" Like we're just trying to go to sleep. Yeah. But yeah, it
That's
was
so
sweet.
cool. What's the name of it again?
Whirly's Cave.
Okay.
Whirly's Cave.
Whirly's Cave in Tennessee.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to remember that.
You should.
I definitely got to go in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it
should
seems
check
cool.
it out. It was really sweet.
We have to go like very unprepared though. I'm talking like not even a tent. We just got to find someone else's tent.
iPhone
We didn't use
lights.
tents, yeah.
No, you just slept on the.
We
you had
lay
mats?
down, we lay down a tarp, and then we lay down our sleeping pads and our sleeping bags, and we just went for it.
I mean, I guess
you
there's
don't-
really not a lot out
I
there.
guess the
Yeah.
purpose of the tent is to protect you from like rain, but
But,
if it's
yeah.
raining in a cave, if there's
Then
something,
you know
something has gone
something's up.
terribly
Yeah,
wrong.
you're not in a cave anymore.
Yes, something has gone poorly somewhere
Yeah.
else for you to get rained on.
Exactly.
Well, Diego was telling me that that's not even like you just came back from a month-long road trip.
This
or
is like a
something
year
that?
ago or something.
Yeah,
right?
so
Okay,
the
well,
summer
when you
of
said
Yeah.
just came back, you
Yeah.
mean okay.
Yeah, I just got back like yesterday. Okay, yeah. So summer of 2015, I went on Teens Camping Tour of the West, and it was 23 days, and we started in Statesville, and we had 3 big vans, and we just road tripped all the way out to California and back. We checked out, I think it was 21 states that we drove through. 6 or 7 national parks. We went to like St. Louis Arch. We went to San Francisco, Chinatown. We stopped in Durango, Colorado. We were in Cody, Wyoming.
The Teton Mountains.
Oh yeah, up in southern Wyoming. Yeah, yeah. So we hit a bunch of different places. Met a bunch of really cool people. I knew nobody when I got in the vans. I think there was one girl that I went to high school with, but like we didn't plan to go together. So I knew,
Right.
yeah, so I knew nobody. So I got on, I was like, wow, a bunch of people that I don't know that I'm going to spend 23 days with. But yeah, it was incredible. The first few days were kind of weird just because we didn't have our phones. I didn't know anybody. So it's kind of like we were all in the same boat. So it was kind of cool getting to know each other. And then by the end, we were all like family. We're actually there's a big reunion. I think it's actually tonight over in Statesville. That I'm
Such
not
a big
at.
family.
I know. Oh yeah, it's been going on for 50 years. The entire trip.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you hear about this?
Yeah, what I've never heard about this.
So actually, junior year, New Year's resolutions in my Spanish class. I said that I wanted to go camping more. And my teacher after class, she was like, hey, like check this out. And I was like, that sounds super cool. So I went to an information slideshow and I was like, Mom, like I want to do that. So I saved up the money and you have to apply, but it's more of just like a first come, first serve. And
Right.
the application is like you write a paragraph like about yourself, like a who are you kind of thing. But it's just so the staff members can like get to know you as they lead the trips.
Right.
So yeah, so that's how I found out about it, was through a teacher. But most people get recommended. I know my roommate went on the trip with me, and her mom actually went like 30 years ago. Yeah, which is really cool.
Wow.
So that's how Kennedy found out about it. But yeah,
That's so sick. How did you guys sleep? Was it just tent or camping around the place? Or
yeah, it was all car camping. So we would pull up
Okay.
to the campsites, throw out tarps. I mean, there were 40-ish teenagers,
Right.
and then I think there were like 10 or 11 counselors. But yeah, so we would just throw out a bunch of tarps and we would all just pile on top of each other and sleep and then get up in the morning, pack up and leave. So yeah.
So how long did you spend in each place? Like one day for each place?
Kinda, it depended. We were in, let's see here, a couple places we were just driving through. Like there was a place called Abilene in Kansas that we stopped at. We were there for maybe like 3 or 4 hours and then we left. But
did you go to the Grand Canyon?
yeah, we did good. Yes, yeah. I have to remember because I feel like it's been so long and I've done so much since then. But yeah, Grand Canyon. We drove in like that evening, I want to say, and then we camped that night, and then we woke up early in the morning and went and we hiked, and then we stayed there that night again, and then we left. Most places we only stayed a night.
Right.
We had a couple like desert drives where we would just drive through the desert because there was no place to camp. We did that like out in Wyoming and California and Arizona, but yeah, for the most part, we were in each place. The bigger places like the Tetons and the Grand Canyon, we were there for pretty much a full day in San Francisco. But places like Durango and the Great Sand Dunes in Colorado and like the Sequoias, we were only there for like a few hours.
That's so so
awesome.
cool.
I know. It's one of those things where it's like it's hard to start talking about it because you don't know where to start because there is so much.
Right.
But once you get started, you keep going. Yeah. I met my roommate on the trip, which was really sweet. Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Okay. So what was your favorite place to go? Because we're thinking about going to the Grand Canyons, and we're like, is that
do it?
Yeah?
Definitely. I feel like the Grand Canyon is somewhere where like you have to go. You know what I mean? Like as an American, I feel like you're obligated to go to the Grand Canyon.
Right.
So that's a cool place. While you're in the area, you could do the North Rim of the Grand Canyon and then hit up the other national parks that are in Utah.
Right.
That's what I did this past summer. The North Rim is about 3 hours ish out from, I want to say it was Zion. It was about 3-ish hours out from Zion National Park in Utah. So if you guys are thinking about hitting Grand Canyon, very good call.
Okay.
But you could spend
Is that like
days
close to
there.
the arches and stuff?
Yeah, Zion is kind of far out, but I think it's Arches and Capitol Reef and Canyonlands and Bryce and there's one more. I can't remember which one it was. But they're all pretty much right there near each other. So if you're gonna go out there, you might as well do all of them. But yeah, if you could spend a week in the Grand Canyon if you wanted to.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. If you wanted to like hike down, you can camp down there. Yeah.
So we have a friend who wants to go all the way out west to California and then back in 5 days. Is that even like I know you can do it, but would it even be worth it? That's like all car ride, isn't it?
You wouldn't be able to drive out there. No, definitely not. It took us 7 days to get to California, and that was with frequent stops. But
right.
I would definitely say if you want to go out west, plan to have at least a week out there, so you have plenty of time just to chill. Like if you want a day where you just kind of hang out, then you can do that. Or if you want to like see the sights, hit some parks, and like you don't want to feel rushed with that kind of thing because that's almost like a trip. That's like a trip of a lifetime. So you want to feel like you have enough time. But
right.
5 days will be pushing it, especially if you're driving. I don't know if that would work.
I think if we rotated constantly, I think we could get out.
We could do the drive, but then it's just almost like driving for the sake of driving and not even doing anything.
Well, then
really.
it's almost like the journey, not the destination. So you would probably drive through Kansas, maybe Texas, Colorado, which are really awesome states. So you could see stuff out there. So it wouldn't be like you're driving just to see California. You'd be driving to see all the places along the way too.
So have you hit every state in the U.S.?
I've not. I don't. I should probably count. I've been all up and down the East Coast pretty much. The loop that we did going out west a couple summers ago, we started in North Carolina. We kind of went across Tennessee, Missouri, Kansas, Colorado, dipped down, hit New Mexico for a second, Arizona, California.
Did you go to the place where it's like the 4 states?
Yeah,
in
we
one?
did.
Okay.
We did. Yeah, 4 corners. Yeah, that's where New Mexico, Arizona,
Colorado,
Utah, and Utah. Yeah. Those are the 4. So we were right there, which is cool. So I've probably been to maybe half of them, maybe a little less.
You've been close.
Yeah, I think.
Where have you been?
I swear I'm in like the 30s. I think I'm like 35.
Yeah.
But I mean, you just said you traveled across the country, so I figured you were near like 40, 50.
Yeah. I may be closer than I should probably
I'm
count,
sure if
get a
you're
map.
not, there's no way you're at 25.
Yeah,
I think you just listed like 30 something.
Yeah. Yeah, because we did 21 like on the road trip. And then
Oh, well then you tell me about the 4
true,
states
yeah.
outside of the
and then off on the East Coast. So probably close to like 30, I would say. 30, 35.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's a lot of states.
Yeah.
You just got to hit.
I know.
Okay, so
I want to do all 50.
I mean, what other do you want to travel? Have you traveled abroad too?
I've not. Funny you
Okay.
mention it. I'm actually going to Belize over my spring break. So that'll be really sweet. That'll be the first time I've ever left the country, which will be cool.
Okay.
But my goal was to kind of really check out our country before I start checking out other countries because I feel like I want to know where I live before I go exploring where other people live. And plus, going abroad is super expensive.
Yes,
it's a little cheaper to stay domestic.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because you can just drive.
Exactly.
Almost everywhere minus Hawaii and
Alaska.
Yeah.
Even then, you could drive it, but that's not ideal.
If you're dedicated, then you probably could.
You don't want to drive to Alaska.
Yeah.
Not a fun trip.
That'd be a pain. Yeah. I definitely want to go up to Alaska though.
And it's so deceiving on how big it is.
It's the biggest state.
It's huge.
And when they show it like geographically accurate on the map, it's like a good chunk of the United States is Alaska.
I don't know how many Texases can.
It's like 2.5 or something ridiculous.
Plenty. Yeah. It's huge.
Oh, but it's crazy up there. And they have this mosquito season, which I recently just found about, where if you go outside and like open your car door and then close your car door, there's like 100 mosquitoes in your car.
Whoa.
And so, I mean, just if you're ever planning a trip to Alaska, I'd recommend not during mosquito season.
bring like bug spray, mosquito netting. I didn't know that. I didn't know they had bugs up there. That was too cold.
It's probably during the summer or something.
Probably.
Well, I mean, Alaska has 2 seasons. They have daytime and nighttime, and that's pretty much it.
Pretty much, yeah. They have winter and less winter.
Yeah. 6 months of you can see the snow, and then 6 months of you can't see the snow.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
You just feel it.
That's pretty much all there is to it. So where did this love for traveling, like where did this start? It had to have started somewhere. Do you like read a book and said travel and you're like, I got it?
I really don't know. I know ever since I went on that trip out west, I've just been trying to go everywhere ever since. But I don't even know where it started. I've always loved being outside, being in the outdoors. My dad is a big outdoorsman, so he took us up to Acadia when I was in middle school. He would take us camping and hiking, and my family is a pretty like outdoorsy kind of family, so I've kind of been into it. And I don't know, I thought it would be cool. And I hear people talk about, oh yeah, when I went to Colorado or when I went to Peru or whatever, I'm just like, that'd be so cool to check out other places that aren't North Carolina or like South Carolina.
Right.
So when I heard about the teens camping tour of the West trip, I was like, that sounds sweet. I want to do that. And ever since, it's like a travel high. Like I'm out there and I'm already thinking about where I want to go next.
So where's awesome. The next? What's the next plan from now?
Besides Belize?
Yeah.
Belize is next, and then after that, I was talking to my dad on the phone, and I want to go to Glacier National Park before the glaciers melt.
So you got like 30 minutes, 45.
Yeah, right. So Glacier is probably going to be my next stop.
How at risk are they of melting? Is it soon? Or?
They're saying within 25 or 30 years, which is enough time for me to get up there. But
right.
At the same time, I want to see them like now.
Not when there's like a little ice cube on the ground.
It's like, I think that's a glacier, but I'm not sure.
They've already receded like hundreds of feet since like a couple years ago.
Oh yeah.
We have a special guest. JK.
He's gone.
Okay.
So I think we're gonna go. I want to go to Washington and Oregon this summer. And my dad was like, "I'm down for whatever," because we did Utah last summer, and I was like, "Let's go again." and my dad is totally down. So I think that's what we're gonna do.
Right.
Utah's cool. Utah's probably one of my favorites.
Utah's awesome.
There's so much to do.
Oh yeah.
Utah. Like, especially if you like hiking and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We spent 10 days out there this past summer. It was sweet.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, I've been to Yellowstone, and Yellowstone, don't get me wrong, was incredible.
Oh yeah, Yellowstone's
my
beautiful.
Goodness. And like all the wildlife they have at Yellowstone was just crazy. We saw a lot of bison there, and I've never seen a bison before in my life, and they're
massive.
So big.
Yeah.
And like I remember like driving down, and like you'd see like, these crazy people, and they'd like take a picture, and like if you were the bison, they'd be like right here.
Right up in your face.
Then, like they tell you do not get close to any
like
wildlife.
Headshots.
You can go on YouTube and just watch like bison like running into people or something at Yellowstone. Like there's so many, and I mean they just aggravate them, I guess. But
are they protected there? I'm assuming you can't hunt in Yellowstone.
Yeah.
I
think bison were going extinct, and then in Yellowstone their population rose.
That's good.
They also like reintroduced wolves in Yellowstone.
Oh, I heard about that.
And apparently it's changing the ecosystem in some way, because like the deer don't want to drink from the rivers as much anymore, and so the rivers are cleaner. I don't really know, but wolves can't be hunted there, so
interesting.
Apparently it's gonna get a little bit crazy in like 30 years or something, because nothing really kills the wolves, except humans, and so I mean I don't know. Bears used to be crazy in Yellowstone. I don't know if you know anything about that, but they used to not force feed the bears. They used to feed the bears as like an attraction. They'd set up stadium bleachers, and then like they'd throw food, and the bears would just come to it.
I had no idea.
And so all of a sudden they got trained to thinking that food came from humans. And that became an issue when like they'd approach a human and they weren't giving them food.
Yeah, because now you're like, what do I do?
And so, yeah, angry bears. But yeah, so now all the trash cans and everything are like super locked and only humans can open them. And things are changing in Yellowstone. It's a really, really cool place. If you haven't been to Yellowstone, for sure, go.
It's true. Aren't they, isn't there like a Old Faithful? Isn't there something with that?
Yeah,
Isn't
Old
like
Faithful's
it's gonna
out
like
there.
it's gonna
Is it?
I don't know. I thought it was like going away or something. Like I thought there was like a risk of it.
I
don't know. I'm not
I
sure.
wouldn't be
I'm
surprised.
not sure
I
if
don't
that.
know. I've never seen Old Faithful. We drove through, but I've never been.
It erupts like every 2 hours. And when I got there, it like just erupted, unfortunately. So then it's like, so it's going to erupt anytime between like 1 hour and 2 hours. I'm like, great. But I mean, they have so many geysers around there. And it's not something you, like, I thought Old Faithful was just a thing that was just like there and then there was nothing else. But they have so many hot springs and geysers. And it is so smelly.
Really?
Yeah, it's all like sulfur and it smells like rotten eggs.
Yeah.
And it's really weird. Like all the geysers and everything, they like turn everything white. Like all the trees are like they're white trees, and all the ground is just white. Like you've seen nothing like that. They have a boardwalk and it's wood, but it's all white. Like it's really eerie.
Whoa, that's weird.
Yeah, but it's so cool, so cool. And the hot springs, it's so incredible how they have it, because like in there the bacteria grows and it's like a tie-dye of colors because it's just so hot and only these crazy bacteria can live there. But there's also been stories of people like using that as a hot tub and it's way hotter than a hot tub and they burn or something like that. It's
I mean, I imagine.
I don't know. Yellowstone is probably the coolest place I've ever been in my life, and I think the next step would probably be Yosemite. I think that's a cool place to go.
Yep, Yosemite.
It's my favorite.
But yeah, I think a goal of mine would be to hit up every national park. But even then, like there's like 56 national parks or something.
Sounds right. It's
something like that.
50s. It's a bunch.
So if I go like once a year, I'm gonna be an old man. I'm gonna be like 70, but by the time I accomplish this thing, so
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, how many have you hit up so far? 2?
Not even like. Well, I've hit up 2. I've hit up like 5, maybe.
Okay, you got like 60 to go. Ish.
Yeah.
60
Not too bad.
Not even bad. One a year.
Right.
You'll be like you'll be in the 70s.
You'll be up there.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple you can hit up. Like, what's the one in California? It's just literally like
California
desert.
National Park.
It's like literally
58, by the way.
It's literally like desert. It's like dead something. I don't know. It's like the biggest national park, but it's just it's the drylands, badlands, something.
Badlands in South Dakota?
No, then I'm not saying the right thing. It's just straight desert. And I was like, I could get by without seeing that, but I mean, who knows?
I mean, if you get to 57, you might as well go
You can
to
just
the
pop
dry
in.
land.
Yeah.
Might as well, since I'm here, might as well see this last national park.
I mean, maybe I should wait till I'm a senior citizen, because they get into national parks free.
True.
And
or you can go during National Parks Week, where you can go into every national park for free. That's what you got to do.
You're right. I guess if I do it once a year, then that's what I can do. I don't know.
Every year on the National Parks Week.
Every year that week, make it a thing.
It's not even like that bad of an idea. Because you could, if you go to Utah, you can hit like 17 national parks in one hour. I mean,
for sure.
17 in an hour.
Like there's so many in Alaska, so many in like I mean,
California has a bunch.
They're all out west. Like there's like 3 here. Not exactly, but
they have so much space out there. We have like one tree left in Raleigh.
Yeah, when I was leaving Yellowstone, like we went to this airport, and this airport had like one plane on it, and then there's too many people on the plane. So like, okay, you guys, we're gonna have to take you to the Montana airport, and this is like an hour and a half away. And I kid you not, we rode for like an hour without seeing a single thing of civilization besides the road. Like no cars passed us. There wasn't like a house or a barn or anything like that. Montana was incredible. It's just there's so much space out there. It's just hard to imagine.
I think there's more cattle than humans in Montana.
Definitely.
I believe that's a true statistic. I don't think I'm making that. I mean, it's possible I could be making that.
You make up a lot of statistics, and it wouldn't surprise me.
Yes, no, that is definitely a bone fact. So take that as you will. I'm saying it could be false, definitely, but. Anyway, so what's your favorite place that you've been to? I'm sure it's hard to narrow it down out of all
it definitely is.
out of the hundreds.
Shoot, I have no idea. They're all so different. I really liked Capitol Reef in Utah. The hike that we did was up to Cassidy Arch, so it was about 4 miles total, 2 up, 2 back. We went up to 6,000 feet ish in elevation, and we were just staying on top of this giant arch, which was really cool.
Did they have rails up there, or was
Nope.
it kind of just
Oh,
like
no.
if you fell off?
If you fall off, then it's just like sucks.
Yeah.
I got to
a
tell
total
this story
wipeout.
again because Ben fell off a mountain today.
I did not fall
Today?
down today.
Today.
Where'd y'all
A
go?
mountain's an exaggeration. We just went to.
We went to Rough Ridge.
Yep.
And so it wasn't like the actual like Rough Ridge part. There was like if you go farther up the trail, there's like another like 45-degree angle rock.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
And
about.
Ben wanted to get like a hanging picture
Oh
from
my
it. And so
God,
he's like
you
climbing
fall.
up and he's like 10 feet in the air. And I mean, I told him it wasn't going to end well.
Yeah,
and then
Diego says he said this. He like whispered it to himself. He's like, Ben, that's not a good idea. But no, go ahead.
Go for it. Yeah, you got it. Put your hand over there.
that's just not even true. Anyway, Ben climbed up and he couldn't climb down.
I mean, I did come down.
You just didn't climb.
And
We'll say it was not the most graceful.
Ben fell like 15 feet backwards and then forward and landed on these trees.
I'm limping.
Yeah.
I'm limping,
Dude,
but
you
I'm
good?
living. It's okay. Just got like, I'll live. It's okay. We're fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, we're moving on. We're moving on.
I will tell the story to every single person that comes on this podcast.
Just the listeners will just hate it. Like, they probably already hated it now. It's like, oh, why are they telling the same stories? Why can't they be original?
I mean, I guess it's an update because this morning your ankle didn't swell yet or anything like that, and now it's pretty swollen.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
really?
pretty
You got a nice
swollen
baseball
now.
ankle?
Yeah. And so I mean, he's hobbling.
Yeah,
Yeah. Fun
Play-
getting around up here with that.
it's true. I know. Yeah, I'm glad that we walk up a lot of stairs around here. That's what I'm thankful for.
Definitely.
Just kidding. I'm not thankful for that. That was complete sarcasm.
So
Anyways,
how I wanted to ask how are you liking App because this is your place.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like
I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't have a car up here, which kind of blows. So like if I want to go hiking, I have to bum off other people.
right.
But I love it. I've seen a bunch of cool places, met a bunch of cool people. I'm getting involved with some really cool stuff. Yeah, I really don't think I could have picked a better school to go to unless I went somewhere like out west.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's prime Hannah location.
so what are you studying here? Are you studying outdoor exploration?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm a rec management major with a concentration in outdoor experiential education.
Okay, so literally outdoor exploration.
Yeah,
I was
literally.
joking. You were serious. Okay,
I was
understand.
completely serious. Yeah. So I want to be a hiking or a backpacking guide in one of the national parks. Actually, I think that'd be really sweet.
That'd be so cool. They have internships at Yellowstone National Park. And it's so cool. You live out in the cabin, I forgot, Old Faithful cabin or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like really, really big and it's right next to Old Faithful.
Really.
And you're a guide. So
Yeah.
that's where they all live. And I don't know, I might have a connection, maybe. Possibly.
How would you have a connection? How do you know?
I mean, I just became tight with some of the camp,
Guides.
the
That's
guides.
cool.
I don't know. It's really not that hard to get in though. I don't think if you just apply.
Is it a paid thing or is it kind of like?
Yeah, you're paid. Do you have Verizon, by the way? I
Yes.
don't know if you want service. Verizon is what you want. That's what they said.
That's what I've heard. Verizon gets just about anywhere.
Right. And so yeah, if you have Verizon and you're good. I don't know.
You're good out there.
Not that you're going to be using your phone that much anyway.
In
but
the middle of a hike. Wait, guys, I'm just in Snapchat real quick.
one thing I didn't know about was bear spray.
Yeah.
That at first I thought it was a joke, but it's so real. It's just pepper spray. Like that's
Pepper spray for bears.
Yeah, it's super pepper spray.
Do
And
you spray it on the bear?
yeah, apparently they have really sensitive noses or something like that.
So what if you
Probably.
sprayed
And
it on yourself? Do you spray it on yourself
It's-
and then walk?
It's
in
the
woods?
equivalent of pepper spraying yourself, and that's one of the things they have on the label. It's not like bug spray where you apply it to yourself. It's pepper spray, so it's gonna be a bad time
Well,
if
does
you.
pepper spray burn your skin? I thought it just like I thought it was only eyes, but
I mean-
I've never been pepper sprayed. I hope
Neither
to
have I.
never
No,
be pepper sprayed.
when I was in middle school, this one jerk
Middle
had pepper
school.
spray, and like he was like in the corner of the room, and he went like, "Tss," like just a tiny little spray. The whole room was awful for like an hour. Like you're like like that. Like it was that bad. I've never had I've never really experienced anything like that except for eating a ghost pepper. No, Carolina Reaper.
Carolina Reaper.
And that was like at the time that was the hottest pepper in the United States.
I still think it is. It's one of the hottest peppers that is not cross contaminated, because you can get like the Trinidad Scorpion's pretty hot. If you can they've combined the Ghost and the Carolina Reaper, and that's like 3 trillion Scoville units, which is just like illegal in the U.S. But no, the Carolina Reaper is pretty hot. That's like 2 million, 2 point something, 2.4.
Right, and we didn't have like the pepper, but we had the sauce, and so
we didn't even have that much, to be honest. Like
I did the full spoon.
I mean, yeah, that's still not even that much. I think if we had the pepper, we would have been dead. I think we would have died. I personally would have died on the spot.
I mean,
R.I.P. Ben.
He threw up, so like,
I totally would have thrown up.
But yeah, I just remember like you take the initial bite and it's like 5 seconds before it hits you. So like you think it'd be instant, but it's not. And so you're like, oh, this isn't bad. And then instantly you messed up, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. And like
you just have to wait it out.
We had a gallon of milk prepared, and we
drank it all almost between.
I was running in circles for like half an hour just because I was so like it was freezing outside, but my throat was just on fire. It's just in my chest. It was just a terrible time.
And when you have a normal hot food, it's like it's your tongue or something that burns. But this, my hands, my feet, my knees, everything was numb. Like my body was in shock, and it was so angry at me.
My body was so angry it made me throw up. That's how angry my body was.
But I mean, for me, it was like a good 45 minutes before I was okay.
You know, with this said, would I do it again? 100%. Like I would like to do it again
for sure.
Because I hear one of our friends grows like a mixture of Carolina and ghost peppers.
Really?
Yeah.
That's brave.
Shout out to Cole Buckaloo.
Oh, goodness gracious. I mean, those are so hot you could literally have to sign a waiver in order to buy it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't.
Eat at your own risk.
It's not something I'm a fan of, and I don't like people who can just eat those things and just take it, because we had somebody there who literally just it was like a full spoon.
I just didn't even flinch.
Yeah,
we
were over here
like we were like crawling on the ground. We were just dying,
crying, literally crying.
Guys, what's wrong with you?
Like, this isn't even that hot.
I don't know. I guess it affects some people differently.
Yeah.
And
I'll say I find Bojangles chicken spicy. So
that burns my tongue. I can't do spicy food.
Neither can us. And so we went from 0 to 100 just real quick.
And then we came back from 100 to 0 even faster.
Oh goodness gracious. I can't believe we did that.
We've done a lot of things that I'm like, why did we do that? Including today, where I'm like, why did I fall off that cliff?
But it's a good story.
That's what we come to App to do. We don't come to App to actually do anything productive aside from this stuff, but we just come here to make some stories. Like last time, we walked in the rain for like, I swear, 2 hours just for no reason.
Yeah.
Like we were hiking, and we were on this trail, and they were like, oh, we could take the trail back, or we could walk through the woods. And then we walked through the woods.
Until we found a road.
Right, which was nowhere near where we started. And then we walked along the side of the road, then it started raining, and it was miserable. And
we realized we were very, very far away from that.
We realized,
big mistake.
Yes, we had messed up, but we couldn't just go back up the hill because, I mean, it was
we went through a lot of thorn bushes to get down there, so it wasn't like we're gonna go back up.
Yeah.
And then it snowed later that day.
It's true.
Yep.
And just like it was like April 30th or something like that. Yeah. Like there was no snow in the forecast, but of course it snowed the day we came.
Snow, yeah.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, this might be the biggest snowstorm we've ever had. So we're like,
of course.
So then we drove home the same day. So we drove up and drove back. Diego drove like 11 hours or something stupid that day.
Yeah.
Did y'all drive up from Raleigh?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a haul.
This is just a shot in the dark, but have you done anything with waterfalls? Like, do you know any waterfalls or anything like that?
I know Trash Can Falls. I didn't go, but that's one that's somewhere. And it's not just like trash cans. Like, it's actually like, I don't know why they call it Trash Can Falls, but that's where a bunch of people go. I want to say.
Is it like waterfall jumping or?
Yeah, you can jump there. There's that one. There's one place, or there's like a trail inside of Price Park. It's a 5-mile loop, and there's some areas like right off the trail, and it's pretty shallow, so you can't jump, but you can like wade in, especially in the summer when it's like hot-ish and you want to cool down.
Right.
There's like some waterfalls over there, and there's one more big place somewhere. I just can't remember the name of it. Maybe
Okay.
Linville Falls.
We've
That
been to
was-
Linville Falls.
That one is an actual
That's like a
massive waterfall.
Yeah, I
true.
haven't been out there yet, but it sounds like
Oh,
it's
for sure,
massive.
go for sure.
That was
Yeah.
that's like our one adventurous thing we've done. Or the one that we like planned out. We were like, all right, we're gonna road trip for 3 days, nowhere near 21, and we only did one state, which was our home state. But we
That's
went.
so
Where did we go?
cool.
We went to Grandfather Mountain. We went to Linville Gorge. We tried to go to Jump Off Falls.
Linville Caves.
Linville Cave.
Mhm.
There you went to the caverns.
Okay, so on this road trip, one of our things is we wanted to jump off a waterfall.
Yeah.
And so we went to this place called Jump Off Rock. And you'd think it'd be a jump off point. We kept driving up this mountain until we get to the very, very top of the mountain, and we're like in swimsuits and towels, and like I have my shirt off when we get out of the
Ready
car.
to go.
And so we get out of the car, and there's like old people on the bench and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and it's just a rock and then a drop off. There's no water at the bottom or anything, and like these old people are like laughing at us and stuff like that. It was like, oh, this is so dumb.
I don't know how we got that one wrong. I still am confused. What jump? Because
There was a jump off rock that was
I think
like
we just
a
missed it.
waterfall.
The name is deceiving. Yeah.
well, I think I just typed in the wrong one. I think there's 2 of them. I picked the wrong one, and then we missed it on the way back, something like
Yeah,
that.
I've
But
definitely done that.
we're already like an hour past it, so we're like, let's just go home. We'll just take the L on that one.
Take
so
that.
then, so then we
Just
we
tell
went-
people you jumped off.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
have to know.
Exactly,
They weren't
exactly.
there.
Exactly. It's true.
But otherwise, I mean, road tripping is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so underrated, especially like I didn't have to drive that road trip. So
I'm saying it wasn't my car. I did drive that road trip. I drove.
you drove the most,
I
but
drove that entire road trip. I would say.
How long was it? Like, how long were y'all driving?
I mean, I don't know. It was probably 4 hours.
It was 4 hours out there, and then probably an hour or 2 in between every stop that we did.
Right. So it wasn't
I drove
that
a
bad.
Stupid amount of that.
We did
I'm so tired by the
we did this place called Sliding Rock.
Yep.
Yep.
I didn't do it, but
You should have done it.
Yeah, you
It's
should
your
do
way.
it.
the line was so long and the
Yeah.
water was so cold, and
Yes.
I
Oh
was
god,
like,
it's freezing.
I was like,
It was so
I'm
cold.
not feeling this
Yeah.
today. But it was a really cool place.
Yeah, it was cool.
Sliding
It was
Rock
cool.
is
I was
really
unhappy that I had paid $2 to do it, but it's okay. I did
I
it.
mean, I paid $2 to not do it,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
that's better.
Who's the real winner?
but you recorded me doing it, so
Right.
that's
Oh,
the
that's
important
sweet,
part.
yeah.
Yeah.
We had 2 GoPros and two phones to do that.
Are you into photography at all?
Yeah, I am.
I feel like hiking and stuff like that and photography just go
Yeah.
well together.
Yeah, I always take my camera with me whenever I go out and hike or camp. When I went out with my dad backpacking last weekend, I brought my camera with me and I got some really sweet shots. I didn't take it with me caving because it was dark.
Oh yeah,
and,
of course.
and also like
Every
like,
photo's like a black photo.
Right, yeah. Oh, guys. Mom, look at this awesome picture of me, my friends in the water. Black screen. Yeah, I didn't bring it with me caving, and also it would have been pretty cumbersome to carry that around with me. But
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
I'm super into photography.
What kind of camera do you have?
Nikon D5300. But the thing is, I love to take pictures and I love capturing those memories, but I don't do technology. So I pretty much just press the button and I don't know much about like aperture or like the shutter speed. I just kind of like take the picture and it looks good. So I'm like, sweet, like I can work with this.
Look, as long as you're happy, that's
Yeah.
the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't even matter if everyone's like, look, that's totally wrong. You're like, look, I like this
yeah,
picture.
but guess what? I like it. So it's fine. Guess what? My mom will like it too.
It's like on the fridge and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
every photo hand has ever taken is on the fridge.
on the fridge.
Big fridge or small photos?
Yeah, a
Probably.
little bit of both.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I've got them all over my room.
I mean, honestly, like a camera, like whatever camera you have, you could use your iPhone camera. It really doesn't matter when
Yeah.
you're in Yellowstone or like whatever national park. If it's amazing, like that's all you need. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the picture will look amazing
Yeah.
regardless of what camera you have
and
or like
even
how
then
good
the
you are.
pictures don't do that kind of stuff
Oh
justice.
no, not at all. No,
Yeah.
not at all. And half the stuff is like edited and then like on the
Mhm.
computer and stuff anyway, like to mess with the coloring. So
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
It's really if you're tech savvy, you can get
Mhm.
like a super crazy photo. That's
Yeah.
not real, but
but it looks like
Yeah.
it should
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm not super into like the photo editing too. If I'm gonna take a picture, I want it to look like what I took as best as possible,
oh yeah,
and not
for
be
sure.
like the sky wasn't pink, but in this picture it looks like it's hot pink. So
Yeah. That's fair.
What was I gonna say? Dang it.
Photography, waterfalls. uh,
It doesn't even matter. So, Belize, what are you going to Belize for?
So it's over spring break, and we're gonna stay on a rainforest reservation, and we're gonna be working with agroforestry and sustainable development practices.
Okay.
And we're going to be harvesting bamboo, building furniture, working out on like a farm in the garden, cooking. exploring around. I think we have like a fun day where we can like go to the beach. So yeah, that's pretty much all I know. I'm meeting with the trip leaders Monday to kind of talk with them about it. I've seen some pictures. I found out about the trip in class on Thursday about 2:00. And at about 2:15, I decided that I wanted to go. So, and then I went and paid for it the next morning.
Wow.
So it was a super impulsive decision, but still like
that's a good. That's not like buying a car or something randomly or compulsively. I think I'd much rather have a trip than like a physical thing.
Yeah. So how big is the trip? Is this like 15? Is this 30? Is this 10? Is this
Do you
just
know
you?
It
is
all?
it just you and
like
one
how
instructor?
many people going?
Yeah.
I know it's me, and then I think there's like maybe like 10 or 12 kids going, and then there's 2 leaders, and then like a kind of like an honorable mention like professor that's going. So like one of my favorite professors is going, so that's like a big reason I wanted to go. But so I want to say it's like 10 or 12 students, and then 3 like adults.
Right.
Yeah.
Where is Belize? My geography is terrible.
Central America, Guatemala.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure.
I wasn't too sure either. I had to look it up, but I wasn't sure if it was Central or South America. But yeah, it's Central America.
Oh, that's
cool.
so
Yeah.
cool.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
What I want is sugar cane because my mom grew up in Mexico or
Cool.
went to trips in Mexico and stuff. And she would get like fresh sugar cane, and apparently she tells stories that it's like so delicious or something like that. I don't know. I mean, all it
eat it raw.
It's not really eating. It's like candy. You just kind of like suck on it or something like that, and it's like you just get the sugar out. I don't really know, but it's one of those cool things that you just do when you're in South America. I'm not really sure though.
You just have to do it when you're there.
Just everyone
Goes
does
to
it.
South
You
America, take sugar cane.
That's all you want. That's the only thing you get. Then you can fly back. You're fine.
Then you're good.
You've done everything.
Check off the bucket list.
Exactly. You've done everything that's worth doing. Just you can leave now.
South America is, I don't know why, but it's not the most appealing place to me compared to Europe for some reason.
I'm not super appealed to Europe.
Really?
No, not really.
I guess to me, like Europe's cool because of like the human history that Europe has. I mean, the cities were there before roads were there, and so they're all it's all crazy. And I don't know. I think like the Aztec stuff is cool in South America. I just don't like the Amazon. That scares the crap out of me.
Really?
The Amazon River, like there's so many things that could kill you there, like piranhas and stuff like that. I was like, okay, let's just not do this.
Stay in the boat.
I don't know why. It's totally irrational. I'm sure I'd enjoy it like 100%.
If you didn't think about it, if you didn't think about all the things in that river that could probably take your life, and if you just chill on the boat, you're like, yeah, I could do this.
Yeah, there's like people just wading the waters and like going in and like fly fishing in there with the piranhas, and it's like, I mean, if they could do it, I mean, I guess I could do it.
I think they're professionals. That's what they do with their like lives.
If the locals can do it, then I can do it. Definitely.
They spent like years like building up a resistance to piranha boats or something like that.
Yeah.
They just walk out and there's piranhas all over.
Hanging off their legs. It's nothing, guys. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I think South America is more nature. I was going to say natural and nature and just nature. I just think it's more like nature and like
100%.
And then Europe's more like if you like architecture, or if you like human history, or if you like buildings that look like ice cream cones. They have that in Europe versus they wouldn't have that in South America.
Yeah, South America is like cultural history and like natural history, and then I feel like Europe is more like human history. Yeah, which is still really cool.
The Aztecs were they were so smart, and I mean they were like the Romans where they had like running water through their city and everything like that. And before the Romans, I think. I don't know. It's just crazy how people like come up with all this, and then like 100 years later, like we're just inventing the wheel again. It's like what happened?
What happened in that like century?
Yeah,
well, it's because we didn't talk to each other. Like we didn't know that the Aztecs were there, or if we did know, we wanted to kill them. We weren't like looking at their inventions or
just
whatever.
Wanted their gold.
Right. The Aztecs were cool. I would admit most of my Aztec knowledge comes from watching El Dorado. Great underrated movie for the record.
The Road to El Dorado?
Yeah, the Road to El Dorado.
The animated movie?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
That was such a good movie.
It's so funny. It's so good. The armadillo, hilarious.
Favorite character.
Yes, for sure. Bar none. Yeah, and then that game that they play with like it's kind of like soccer.
Basketball thing.
Yeah, with like the sideways hoop.
Was that a real game?
Yeah. I went to one of the courts when I went to one of the
really?
The temples or whatever. It was pretty cool.
Dang, you've been everywhere, and I've known you
been a
for
lot of
so long.
My family travels quite often.
It's like I don't want to go.
Right.
I just kind of dragged.
I definitely begrudgingly go to a bunch of these places.
I don't want to travel the world, but my parents do, so I might as well go.
I might as well since we're here.
Okay, Mom.
But yeah, they're so high. Like I didn't realize how high up the rings were on the sides. Like they're like the walls are kind of slanted. It's like a U, kind of like a flat bottomed U, and very weird. It's an interesting thing. I would recommend going to it.
And they kick it through.
You do anything except.
Oh, really?
Except you head it through shoulder, neck.
Oh, but just not hands.
Yeah, just not hands.
Okay, like kicking seems like the easiest way, and it seems way harder than like anything I could do.
The balls are apparently super heavy too. It's like heavier than a soccer ball. It's like I don't know. I thought there was like rice or something in it. So it like hurt people to kick it through. But anyways, the losers died, so they played really hard.
What?
Oh,
yeah, the losing team like got sacrificed every time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so you want to win those games.
Dies.
Yeah, so it was never fun in games. It was
pretty much.
See, that's just terrible as a sports fan during that time.
Right.
Like your team is on a winning streak and they're winning like 2 games in a row,
right.
and then he dies the next game.
No, seriously, it's scary. And then when we climbed up one of the pyramids or whatever. And
yeah,
like, the steps are like so tall. They're like almost taller than me. So you're like reaching up.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're super tall. And so like, of course, me and my dad did it a couple times. Like we went up and down, and he was like, "You want to do it again?" I was like, "Yeah."
I
so we're like sprint. We're trying to just race each other up to the top. Stupid, not recommended.
You don't know this, but like, or not even anyone on the podcast knows this, but like his dad is 50 years old now.
Yeah, he's 50,
and he's way more fit than like any person I know.
I agree.
One of those dads.
Like he bikes like 120 miles or something like that in a day.
Awesome.
And
just biking though.
Yeah, and then he's like, okay, whatever. I'll just watch TV. I'll just watch more biking after that. Like he's crazy. And
he's crazy.
It's I don't know. It's really cool.
That's awesome.
But
he's way more in shape than he should be. So shout out Dad / Mark.
I don't know. That's something really cool. I feel like if you just kind of keep moving, then your body doesn't allow you to get old. I don't know. I mean, you'll still get old, but like your joints and stuff will still.
Like my grandfather still hits the gym every day at 6 o'clock.
Does he really?
Yeah.
What an animal.
I know.
Your whole family is crazy.
I don't know why he's still going to the gym, but he's still lifting. He's getting buff. He's getting gains.
Jeez.
I know. Just makes me look like a potato.
Maybe you'll start when you're there.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, look, obviously they didn't do this their whole lives. They're not like that ripped. They're fit. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what.
I mean, that's the way to do it, though. If you just got to stay active, got to stay moving.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a secret.
I mean, I think a good way to do that is to travel. If you travel, you're moving something.
Yeah,
that's true.
Just to
hiking
open your
around.
wallet. Oh yeah, you know that.
Or
that makes sense too. But yeah, so I think that's about wrapping it up. If you have one more question, Diego.
We have the Starburst question.
Okay, bring it.
What are your favorite Starbursts from the original flavors in order?
The original 4.
There's orange, yellow, pink, and red.
Pink, yellow.
Oh.
Probably orange and then red.
Wow, you don't have the standard one.
I don't. What's the standard?
The standard is pink, red, yellow, pink, red, orange, yellow.
Yeah, and apparently like yellow is the universally hated, and
I love the yellows.
And then pink is like the universally loved.
I've heard that one.
Yeah, not everyone. Most people, as soon as you ask that question, they're like, well, duh.
Obviously pink.
Pink is first and yellow is last. And we're like, I disagree.
Why?
Whatever.
Because as we've said many times on this podcast, I like red. Mine's red, yellow, pink, orange for me.
Interesting.
So, yeah, it's just weird. I'd never heard that yellow was the worst until recently, and then so now we're just taking a mass group sampling of whoever we bring on here. We ask them the same question.
That's a very fair question. Keep in track.
I will say we haven't tracked the results, but we have recorded. So you can go back and look
you have it on record.
Yes. So if they change their answer later, they're lying to you. But.
Anyway, where can they follow you? On Instagram
where can they find you? Where can they keep up with your adventures?
Instagram is, I don't do Twitter or anything like that. Instagram is the biggest place. It's Hanner with 8 R's. Check it out. All the other ones were taken. I'm pretty sure that's my username. It's something like that, Hannah Davis. And then I've actually got a photography Instagram going now.
Wow. Really?
It's follow those feet with an underscore in between the follow and the those, and then those and feet, so it like separates the words out. But yeah, I take pictures of my feet wherever I go, and then I put it up there. So yeah,
sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So they're following your feet, literally.
Literally, right? It's awesome.
That's funny. I like that.
Thank you.
You can follow us at Epoch Podcast on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook.
And we got a new website. We keep saying it's new, but by the time you listen to it, it's probably not as new. epochhq.com. Follow us on there. Go to our website.
That's spelled EPOCH, not EPIC. So that's EPOCHHQ.com.
That's right. And all the photography on there, fun fact, is from Yellowstone. I took it.
No, I didn't. So then we just kind of talk over it because I don't want to get copywritten on this.
It's just banter, really. It makes us look professional, but it's nothing really.
It's just talking over the songs.
Me saying I don't have a song queued up, help me, it's not professional.
We just cut it. Cut it.
True. You won't even hear that when this comes out.
You'll have no idea.
We'll have you saying stuff you're like, I don't remember saying that.
Because you did it.
Yeah, we can just mess around with all the audio stuff. But thank you, Hannah, for coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys. Sweet talking to you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Hopefully we can have you on whenever we bring it back on the road.
Yeah, or if I'm ever back home.
It's true.
Yeah. Remember to live long, live epic. Thank you for listening.